Hello and welcome to the weekly wrap video. Quite a few things to catch you up on then over the past 5 trading sessions. US economic data took a big turn for the worse as on Wednesday we saw the consecutive release of PPI, retail sales and New York Fed manufacturing numbers, which all fell below expectations, as such raising the prospect that potentially the Fed could even have to delay their final QE taper, which is due by the end of October. As such, we saw a lot of inflows into US bond futures. 10-year yields in the US at some points of Wednesday's trading session had fallen as much as 34 basis points, which, if that move had stuck, would have been the biggest basis point move in US yields in recorded history. Nonetheless, much of this was pulled back, but it has raised a lot of concern that potentially quite a few different funds could have made some very, very disappointing moves on Wednesday and could potentially be subject to the likes of margin calls and potentially be in trouble and forced to pull out their funds. Elsewhere on the European side of things, the Greek market rot really spread to the core. European equity futures across the board are on track for a 5-day weekly loss. This is as the Greek PM Samaras' plans to pull Greece out of the bailout programme by the end of 2014 and select not to use a Troika credit line and instead face the tough conditions of the Eurozone bond markets has had thrown cold water all over it this week, as Greek 10-year yields have risen as much as 2.5 percentage points to test the 9% level, a level not seen in Greek 10-year yields for quite a few months. Then turning on to the UK side of things, we saw inflation numbers early in the week falling to 5-year lows. CPI in the UK hitting 1.2% as costs for transport, culture as well as recreation all fell pretty sharply, suggesting that even outside of the falling commodity prices picture, there's still no inflationary pressure in the UK, and as such, no pressure for the Monetary Policy Committee to hike rates anytime soon. On the US earnings front, we have had quite a few updates this week. Has generally been pretty mixed. I've had the likes of Google, eBay, Netflix, as well as Walmart having some disappointing updates this week, but some bright spots include the likes of Morgan Stanley and General Electric. The US calendar earnings season continues next week. We have Apple due on Monday, making their way for some further large cap names like Amazon later in the week, as well as the key release of the Bank of England minutes, which are expected to be 7-2 once more against hiking the main UK bank rate. Of course, we'll bring you all those releases as soon as they hit the wires, as well as any other relevant commentary to your trading. But in the meantime, that's all from me. Make sure you have a fantastic weekend.